Hi girls, so in the morning we're going to talk about reflections of curves, and I wanted to give you a bit of a head start tonight. So reflections are, as they say, treating some axis or line or curve as a mirror. And I've drawn here just some generic curve fx, and what I want to do is I want to replace y with minus y. So it's essentially, for the minute, we're going to think about it point to point. So if you think about the points where the curve currently goes through the x-axis, so that means fx equals 0. So now we've still got fx equals 0, but we want the y value that makes minus y 0. So that is 0. So all the points where we go through the x-axis are going to be the same. Let's look at the section of the curve. I'll rub this out in a second, down here. So that's saying fx is a negative number, might be minus a half, let's say, and I want to instead now find the y values that make minus y equals a half. So hopefully it's fairly obvious that it's going to look like this. And I can do the same thing for the rest to the right here. Right here it might be minus y equals positive 3, so y equals negative 3. And essentially what we're going to see is a mirror on the y-axis. So that's what minus y does. What about y equals f of minus x? So now, when x equals 1, we're evaluating f of minus 1, which we know from the blue curve gives me this value here. If I evaluate f of 2, I'm now evaluating f of minus 2, which gives me this value here, and so on. So hopefully it's fairly obvious that my curve is now a mirror, sorry, I'm running out of space, in the x-axis. So that's what minus signs do. Next I want to think about what absolute value signs do. So there's my fx. Sorry, that should say y equals. So what if now I said y, absolute value of y equals fx? So if fx is positive, nothing changes, because fx equals y, taking absolute value, so nothing changes. So I still get exactly the same curve. But what if fx is negative? I just paused because I realized I made a mistake. So let's undo that. So fx equals something that has been absolute valued. So when fx is negative, the curve no longer exists. So this stuff here isn't going to be here anymore. When fx is positive, so let's say here, for example, fx is 3. So that means y can still be 3, but it can also be minus 3. Here, fx is 1, it could also be minus 1. So I'm hoping it's fairly obvious that the curve looks like that. It's probably not fairly obvious, but it will be after tomorrow. Now, let's just get rid of that so I've got a bit more room to play. So what about y equals f absolute value x? So if x is positive, nothing changes. I'm still evaluating f at positive x. So it looks exactly like that. But if f is negative, then I'm evaluating f at the positive version of it. So if I'm evaluating f of negative 1, I'm actually evaluating f of positive 1. So the curve should mirror in the y-axis. I'm going to show you all that again tomorrow and a couple more things, but I just wanted to see you to see that to start with tonight, and we'll go from there tomorrow. Thanks.